Welcome to the Not My Scene podcast, the podcast where we explore different scenes, communities, subcultures, and corners of the internet and tell you what we find. I'm Yarden.
I'm Kaia.
And we have a special guest today. Welcome to the pod, dear friend of the pod, and expert fan fiction resident, Annamarie.
I want that to be my title at all times, even when we're not talking about fan fiction. That's the thing I identify with the most. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that you guys are ready to get a little R-rated on the pod.
Finally. Oh, the AI porn wasn't enough for you.
I'm talking real human.
I need porn written by 13-year-olds that I can access for free on the internet. Sorry, erotica.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into it.
Okay, before we get into this teenage porn.
Before we start reading what 13-year-olds think is like hot and like what sex is like, before that,
let's talk about what you as a 28-year-old are doing. My scene this week is something I'm excited to talk about with Annamarie specifically because she is also a Seattleite. This isn't Seattle specific, but I have been loving going to the Seattle Public Library, and it's really been my scene. I'm very excited about it. I live like a 10-minute walk from a library location now, and I really fell off going to libraries when I was living in the Bay Area. I was doing a ton of Kindle reading, which is good for some things, and I was using my library membership. I was like checking out ebooks. I was also doing this thing that is maybe not totally cool where you check out library books with your library membership, like ebooks, and then you turn your Kindle onto airplane mode so you can have as long as you want to read the books. And that's relevant to my current scene because one thing that I love about going to the library is I have been like really in my flop reading era lately. Like it has been embarrassed. I'm just like so addicted to my phone right now, and I have been loving going to the library, and then I have to finish my books by the time the due date is due. And I like, it's almost like it's like an assignment, you know, like you like have to do it. And I'm really trying not to rack up any late fees. So I have to return it when it's due. And yeah, I'm just loving it. Like I love going to the library. I'm like one of those people who won't stop chatting up the librarians. It's so fun. Like they're there to talk to you. Like I love asking them what they've been reading. I never do the self-checkout. I'm always like, you know, rizzing them up and talking to them. And it's just like such a great space. And it feels really like nostalgic because library, other than like getting nicer and having like shinier, like natural wood elements and stuff, like they are kind of the same that they've always been, you know. It feels like kind of like a timeless space, and it's nice to go there to read your library books because I feel like you like can't really be on your phone in the library. Like you can, but it's kind of like
why are you here?
Why are you on your yeah, exactly, why are you here? So
at least use like the desktop computer.
Right. Like you can play Candy Crush if you're playing it on the desktop computer, but doing it on your phone is like, what are you doing here? Use the resources.
Kaia, I like want to dox you. I want to know which branch of the library you're going to.
Okay, we can bleep it. I'm going to the branch, and if you ever want to come to the
that's a
branch
good
with me,
branch.
Yeah, I will say not to be like I live in an awesome neighborhood, but like it's a good branch. It's like a really nice branch. Really good vibes in there. The librarians are awesome.
Wholesome scene.
Yeah. Aside from this, I'm also playing like 5 hours of Baldur's Gate every day still.
Okay, so like that hasn't ended. Yeah.
No, that hasn't ended. But I'm trying to like push back on that a little bit with also reading a ton of library books.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I don't want to ruin Kaia's like really beautiful deadline that's keeping her accountable, but they don't charge fees at the Seattle. It's fake.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah,
they don't charge fees?
Because it's the library. They don't want to make money from people not returning their books. You can.
I mean, when we were growing up, they did.
Yeah,
King County Library.
They did at King County Library, and I had this like a point of. I wish you hadn't told me that first of all.
I know. I felt so bad.
I'm going to pretend I never heard that because I need this deadline. Like I was being my butler. I was like, but there was one summer where I came back after the school year and I was probably in like 6th grade or 5th grade. And we found out that I had a library book checked out for the whole school year. Like I checked it out the prior summer and I hadn't returned it. And my mom was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is like, I'm going to get permanently banned from the library. And I think I had like $60 of fees, or it might have even been like 120. I remember it was like an insurmountable amount of money that I had racked up. And I was like sobbing, and my mom was like, you have to go in there and you have to apologize to the librarians and you have to try to negotiate with them, which was a good lesson because I was like, no, I don't want to, like, I will not go talk to the librarians. Like, I'm never going back into the library again. And she like made me go in, and then I had to like tearfully apologize to these like really sweet old ladies, and they were like, that's like fun. They like reduced it to like $10 or something, but I remember it was like a huge amount of money, so they were definitely charging fees. And I was thinking about this because I was reading a book. I was reading a Peak Pick, and the Peak Picks have shorter checkout periods, and I didn't realize that. And I was like furiously reading it like the day that it was due, and I almost was like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep it an extra day. Like, I'll pay the $1. But then I was thinking about this, and I was like, no, like once you cross the threshold of like due date fees, like it's like you've lost respect for the system. And so I went and returned it anyways, even though I like hadn't finished
Well,
it.
you can still have that mindset because it like once you start crossing that threshold, especially now that there's no fees.
Sorry.
Fuck this. As of January 2nd, 2020, SPL eliminated daily fines for late items. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're just letting the people walk all over us, Seattle. This is...
There's a cookbook we have in our house that we've had for just months. And they told us as we checked it out, they're like, you can just have this. Like,
Annamarie, I'm going to march you into that library to apologize to the librarians and negotiate your fees down for the cookbook. Yeah, I love it. It's my new scene, library.
And relevant to today's topic.
Very relevant.
Yeah, that's true. Yarden.
Mm-hmm.
What is your scene?
My scene is a YouTube show called Interior Motives. Have either of you heard of it?
No, but I really like the name.
It's so funny. The premise is people submit photos of their room. It'll be like 2 photos of their room and like a photo of the inside of their fridge. And the host and the guests guess the person's age, gender, sexuality, and location based on the pictures.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
It's so fun. And it's really fun to play along.
I know. I was just going to say, I feel like maybe we should pivot and make this that type of podcast. Right? Like, send us.
I wish we had thought of that.
That's such a good idea.
Wait, how often are they right?
Among the 4 categories, they usually each have like 1 or 2 right.
I feel like you guys would get all 4 right all the time.
Oh my God.
Sometimes it is really surprising.
I wonder what someone would say if they saw my room.
I know, it really makes you think about your own room.
And like they're cleaning their rooms before they're
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Whoa.
Because some of the rooms are really nasty. I'm sure some people are. Some of them are clean.
Huh. Yeah, I'm going to start watching this.
It's really
Who are the
funny.
people?
Like the host is a comedian named Ben Mora. And then he has like really funny comedians on. Most of them are like gay or trans. And if you're starting out, I would recommend any episode that Marley Gotterer is on. She's so funny. Do you guys know this comedian?
I don't think so.
I also saw her at a comedy show last night. So this is really my scene. It was her and Honey Pluton. I know you know Honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Shout out Marley Gotter. We're big fans. It sounds like your scene is honestly Marley. Marley.
Yeah,
my scene is Marley.
Huge fan.
But yeah, Marley's been on it like 3 times. So those are good ones.
Cool. That sounds like fun. I feel like I have been craving a new form of guess this thing about people. Like I used to watch a lot of those like guess who's in a couple, like the
like those
yeah.
cut videos.
Yeah, but then I feel like there was a
Siblings are
company
dating.
other than Cut that was doing it that was like worse.
Yes,
Like, it was like
it would be like these women rank themselves in attractiveness and then guys do it to them.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. I forget what it's called. I feel like if I just went on
Jubilee
YouTube right now.
Jubilee,
yeah.
I just googled these women rank themselves video and Jubilee came up right away.
I feel like I watched those like on my Snap Explore page
You
exclusively.
still go on that?
I have it downloaded, but I'm not receiving snaps.
There's one other channel that's also like this that I did get briefly into like a couple months ago.
There's always a market. We should make a channel. Like
it was
this.
like British, and it would be like videos where everyone was blindfolded and they had voice distortion, and it would be a bunch of kids or teens would be like, guess who the secret adult is, and I thought this was hilarious.
Wait, I guess who the secret adult is very fan fiction coded. I feel like
oh god.
Both like topically and also like, who are these people that are writing these and reading these? Me in the pandemic reading fan fiction is like, guess who the secret adult is? Annamarie, other than Snapchat, what is your scene?
Yeah, I'm using Snapchat just like all the time, but my scene right now is I do the Oscar death race. Do you guys try to watch all the Oscar movies?
Wait. I'm kind of doing that. I didn't know that's what it's called. Are you watching all of them or just Best Picture?
I try to do all of them, like every single nomination. I want to see every movie, but that means I watch a lot of duds.
Yeah.
Like
how did you like Song Sung Blue? Let's talk about it.
Actually,
good.
I thought, you know what, Kate Hudson, she can act.
Yeah, I mean, she can, but she has friends in the Academy.
Have you not heard of this, Yarden?
No.
I want you to watch the trailer, because you're going to watch the trailer and be like, oh, this is like another classic biopic about a singer, but wrong. It's a biopic about a cover band. It's incredible.
I've seen that trailer so many times and I'm sick of it. Like, beautiful. Chef's Kiss? Not for me. I don't know. There's something about it that I'm just like, it really grinds my gears. I can't tell what type of movie this is, because on the one hand it looks like a goofy movie, but on the other hand Kate Hudson was nominated for Best Actress for it.
I think it's one of those this was her time nominations. It's a nomination for her career, which those nominations make doing the Oscar death race really painful, because you're like, oh, like I watched Jay Kelly, which is like a George.
I do kind of want to see that. No.
Well, then maybe I won't say. It's just, some really famous guys got together and they went to Italy. Yeah. And I'm really happy for them that they got to go to Italy. But the movie that they made on vacation in Italy is like not great.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite film of the year?
I think right up there. Have you guys seen Hamnet yet?
No. Really,
but I'm glad to hear you say that, because I feel like people have kind of been hating on it, and I was excited to see it, and I want to see it.
I think right up there for me, it's Hamnet or Train Dreams. Those are like my top two. Okay. Hamnet is so sexy, so sad, so fun, so beautiful to look at. I saw it alone in a theater, and I bawled.
Okay, I'm going to see it. This is exactly the push that I needed to see Hamnet.
Yeah. So you've been going to the movies a lot, watching movies at home as well.
Yeah, but when I watch a movie at home, if it's an Oscar movie, I have like very strict rules, because I have a deep, deep fear that the Academy is like second screening, like popping a DVD in of Hamnet and then like pulling out their phone. And then they don't vote for it because they didn't watch it in like a dark theater surrounded by other people crying. So if I watch it at home, I'm in the dark. There's no distractions.
That's good.
I'm very strict.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, but Jay Kelly you should watch on the back of
with your phone.
Yeah.
Playing 2048 balls.
You should have you should have 2048 on the screen and your phone is playing Jay Kelly.
And your phone is actually face down. It's just audio.
Yeah, it's just you listening.
You should have 2048 balls on the screen. You should have 2048 normal on your phone, and then someone in the row in front of you can be watching.
Or Jay Kelly is minimized in like the top right corner of your phone. All right. Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Kaia?
We're talking about fan fiction. I get this like seems like an insane thing to say because it's so like sacred knowledge to me, but should we like explain what fan fiction is for anyone who isn't reading it?
Yeah. Can I do a history lesson?
Please.
Of course.
Okay. Fan fiction has been around forever. Some of the first documented fan fictions that you might be aware of are the Sherlock Holmes books, because the author of Sherlock Holmes, he got sick of writing Sherlock Holmes. He got bored, and he said, you know what, you guys, go for it. And people started just writing their own Sherlock Holmes books. They would publish them in the newspaper, and they'd be like, this is what I think Sherlock is up to.
Wait, that's crazy because, not to jump ahead, but I was doing some research on the most common topics and fandoms.
And it was John Locke.
No, but I want to dig into that more. Do you mean from Lost or like the philosopher?
No. John Locke is John and Sherlock's couple name.
Oh, okay. Then yes, I think it
Sherlock.
Yeah. Then I think it was like on the top fandoms where one of them was Sherlock Holmes. So that's prevailed. It stuck through history. Interesting.
It has.
All right.
Probably the history of modern fan fiction, we'll jump ahead, is when Star Trek was on air. There were huge Trekkie communities all across the country who would write these fanzines and like fan magazines, and they would mail them to each other. And people would write little stories of their favorite characters from Star Trek. And they'd write out their little, like, this is what I think would happen if they went to, like, a planet where everything was underwater. And they would send it to each other in the mail. And
then, like, one Trekkie was like, and this is what I think would happen if every character had to hook up with another character. And then fanfiction was, like, really born.
Well,
and also, I'm a character.
And I'm there. It became this huge, huge problem because some people would write fan fiction where Spock and Kirk were their normal characters from Star Trek, and they were like colleagues, co-workers. And then some people would write ones where they would kiss. Yeah. It became this like huge issue. And so they came up with the very storied /fic, which is if it says John and Kirk, that means that they're buddies, they're friends. But if it says Spock /Kirk, that means that they're gonna kiss in the fan fiction. And so then if you were like a grossed out Star Trek fan, you could like skip that one. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to see them kiss.
So this gets into, for people who haven't read fan fiction, the way that it's like presented to you when you go to a fan fiction website or app or whatever is it'll be like the title and the author, whatever. And maybe there's like a little description, but then there's also all these tags. And that's like where we see like / right? So
exactly.
It's like, I feel like fan fiction was really early to the content warning and like trigger warning.
They're like, you don't want to see two boys kiss.
Yeah.
Skip ahead.
So is that still how / is used?
Yeah.
So yeah, now /fic mostly means if two like straight men from something are actually going to kiss in this one. But it can also mean girls. Girls are allowed to kiss too in fan fiction, but not as much.
Yeah, it's really the MM.
It kind of is, but that's like that's a good point. It's like that's the history of tagging, which I feel like that's like how I found out like how tags work on the internet was like from fan fiction.
Yeah, totally.
So much of fan fiction is like the terms. There's so much lingo. Like you can be like, oh, like my headcanon is that like Jesus was actually like not into women and he was like super into his apostles. And so now I'm going to write them kissing. So that
Jesus
that's
/ apostles. Yeah.
Not plus.
So what does headcanon mean? You were to define it.
So canon is the text. So it's canon that Ron and Hermione end up together. But it's headcanon, my headcanon, that Hermione should
like,
be with Draco, obviously.
I like hearing you talk about this and explain it is like giving me so much joy. Like, I love talking about this. This is like, I wish that I could take a class on this.
You could.
You
Probably
sure.
could. I'm sure.
So it's like what the canon is in your head.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and then there's ships. So that's which two do you want together? Or more than two?
I ship Hermione and Draco.
Exactly. And I
ship Harry and Draco. These are the types of things people could say.
If someone wanted to say that, they could. There is some like possible history that ships also is just a Star Trek reference because like they're in a spaceship. But it is the second half of the word relationship, so that's not a fact.
Your point about like fan fiction being forever, I also think people might not fully appreciate fan fiction is everywhere still. Like, so much of the popular media that we are consuming is fan fiction. And if you're out there listening being like, I've never read fan fiction, you probably have. And I'd like to go over some examples of that. Number one, the big one, Twilight. Twilight is fan fiction written about the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, Gerard Way. Then we also have a step forward. 50 Shades of Grey is Twilight fan fiction. So this is like where we get the famous 9/11 to 50 Shades of Grey pipeline, because Gerard Way started My Chemical Romance after bearing witness to the tragedies of 9/11. And then Stephenie Meyer was inspired to write a vampire book about him, and then we have 50 Shades of Grey as Twilight fan fiction. So that's kind of a beautiful pipeline that we can see. There's other things too, though. I think this is more popular in the like fan fiction world, but there is a huge fan fiction called Manacled that is part of the Draco Hermione ship, and it was so popular.
Have you guys read Manacled?
No.
I have. Have you?
Yeah. Yarden, come on.
I need to get on it.
Like 10,000 pages long.
And when you're reading it on your phone, it's like really hard to tell.
I do genuinely think when I read fan fiction, I like read just so much more volume because I am just scrolling
You're
on my
scrolling,
phone.
totally.
And I don't think of it as like, oh, I'm halfway through the book. I'm like, oh my God, like I must get to the next
No,
part.
it's definitely capitalizing on like Instagram algorithm. The act of being able to scroll for so long is like very compelling. Like it like keeps you scrolling. If you had to like turn pages to see Instagram posts, like we would not be spending as much time on the app. And fan fiction is like that is happening. I mean, you do have to go from like chapter to chapter, but the scroll is so conducive to just like locking in and being on your phone for hours. A very brief discussion of Manacled. It's a Handmaid's Tale inspired fan fiction about Hermione and Draco like falling in love in like a post-war version of Harry Potter. And like Annamarie said, it's like a gazillion pages long. I think it might be the most popular. Well, there's another one about, have you read All the Young Boys?
No.
Or All the Young Dudes, I think. It's not All the Young Boys. I think the most popular
fan I've loved before.
That's like another, I haven't read that, but I've seen discourse about it online. That's another fan fiction that's really popular about the Marauders, which is like, these girls are so creative out there writing these stories. And it's about
what's the most famous Marauders fan fiction though? It's not.
I thought it was the one where Remus, Lupin, and I think Sirius Black fall in love. I haven't read it. I don't know, but
there's another one that's so long that people are obsessed with those four. They're like the characters in Harry Potter that we never learned anything about. Them. I want them to kiss.
The middle-aged men, I want to talk about what happened before they grew up.
Yeah.
Wait, I swear it's not that.
No, there must be another one that I've read, but
it's by Miss King Bean 89.
A big name in the fan fiction world.
And you can buy it on Etsy. Miss King Bean. Okay, sorry, this was a tangent. Manacled was like this huge fan fiction, took the world by storm. And then the author, Sen Lin Yu, who I don't know her real name, but she ended up securing a real publishing deal and then recently published Manacled as a like similar but slightly different book called Alchemized. And I think Alchemized has gotten a movie deal. I haven't read Alchemized.
So I'm assuming she took out all the references to the Harry Potter universe when she changed it to Alchemized.
I think so. And I've seen some discourse about it not being as good. And I would assume that's because people are like, well, it doesn't say Hermione and Draco anymore. But yeah, 7-figure movie deal, Alchemized movie in the works. So
the fan fiction to book to movie pipeline is crazy because you end up with like The Idea of You, that Anne Hathaway movie.
Oh my God.
Like that is Harry Styles fan fiction. So then it's like you have to cast an actor to play not Harry Styles because the book doesn't say it's Harry Styles, but like it's Harry Styles.
Right.
And it's so
we're not
like,
allowed
backwards.
To say Harry Styles, but we all know.
But he is in a British boy band.
It would have been so funny if Harry Styles had just played the part.
It's the same with that series After, which was like a TV show. Yeah. Also Harry Styles fan fictions. I think those fan fictions were like, this is Harry Styles. And then the show, they just had to change it to be like, his name's like Hori or like
it's Hardem.
Hardem, thank you. This reminds me of something else. Have either of you read The Love Hypothesis?
Yes, I was just about to bring this up, Kaia, because this
is
crazy.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. Okay, The Love Hypothesis, please.
I'm learning so much.
Okay, it's a Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars fan fiction.
And when I was reading this book, I'm a huge Adam Driver fan. And as I was reading the book, I didn't know it was fan fiction. It's by Ali Hazelwood, who's like a very popular modern romance author. No idea it was fan fiction. It's about two scientists who fall in love. They're like working at Stanford in a lab. They're like postdocs or something. And it kind of reads as just like your typical contemporary romantic fiction book. Like there's no like Star Wars stuff in it. And there's not even really like it's not like an army marches in of people in white suits at any point or anything like that. Like it's very much just like a romance book. But as I was reading it and like reading these descriptions of the way that the male love interest is acting, I was like, God, this guy is like giving Adam Driver. Like I feel like this is Adam Driver inspired. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, it's a Kylo Ren Rey fan fiction and Adam Driver plays Kylo Ren in Star Wars. So like it was like
That's crazy.
I was like a layer removed, but I could still kind of tell. And the crazy thing about Love Hypothesis is that it is now being made into a movie. Brace yourself, Yarden. I see Annamarie nodding. What's crazy is that there's a woman who plays Rey in Star Wars. Do you know the actress's name?
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley plays Rey. And they are adapting The Love Hypothesis to be a film. The male romantic lead of The Love Hypothesis has been cast, and it is Daisy Ridley's real life husband, which is crazy because she is like part of the original ship that this whole thing is based on.
That's so crazy.
And it must be so weird for him. Like because when you're in a movie that was based on a book, you're always like, oh, I read the book on set and I learned about the source material. Is he just
He's
reading?
like, yeah, I know the source material.
He's reading erotica about his wife?
Babe, we have to hook up tonight. I really need to immerse myself in the source material. I have a big scene to film tomorrow.
I'm going method.
Wow.
It's so crazy. And it must be so weird for her too, because the other thing about this is like Star Wars, I think that there is like print media about it, but it's like first and foremost a movie, right? And I feel like Rey and Kylo Ren were brought to life by the actors who play them. Like they are not interpreting a book where people already have a very clear understanding of, like they read the script and they acted it. So it's like, it's really almost fan fiction of them.
That's fascinating. So the impact of fan fiction, far-reaching.
Yeah. Any other like big? I'm trying to think if there's any other big ones that we haven't mentioned.
The big one is The Mortal Instruments to me. Like that's like a huge book series, and it was made into a TV show too. And that was another Harry Potter fan fiction. But I think it is interesting too, like you just were talking about, Kai, like some of the fan fictions are based on like books, and some are based on like real people like Harry Styles, and then some are based on movies, and some of them do just get so far from the source material that it becomes just like completely unrecognizable, which I just think is so interesting. Like if you want to write a story about two scientists, like why are the two scientists from Star Wars?
Right. And it's funny to be like, hey, just so you guys know, like this is what this is. Because like you didn't need to say that, but maybe that's how it got big. It's also so funny and weird to me that you end up in these strange situations where it's like the person who wrote the idea of you or the person who wrote after is like in some ways a public figure at this point. They have a lot of support. They have major fans. They also have major beef with Harry Styles. Like I think the person who wrote after has like, I think Harry Styles has a restraining order.
I might, if someone was writing like fan fiction about being in love with me and having sex with me, like I might put a restraining order out on them.
Yeah. I think it might be a rumor. Someone says, I don't know if we can confirm or deny, but apparently he filed one after the book and movie came out against the author.
The real people fiction is definitely where it gets a little strange, because even like thinking about Twilight, I'm like, is that even fan fiction of Gerard Way? It was for her inspired by him. Like she was imagining a character like how she imagined that Gerard Way would be. But it's not
if he was a vampire.
But it's not like anything to do with actually how he is or what he would do. It's different, I feel like, when you're writing it about a fictional universe, you can be like, well, I think in this fictional universe, like in the Harry Potter universe, I think actually like Harry and Draco would actually love each other. But you can't say that about a real person because they exist.
Like Like she's like, I'm pretty sure that like that Gerard Way like loves playing the piano when he's at home. So I'm gonna write in a scene where he plays the piano for Bella. And it's like, well, no, we could just ask Gerard and he could be like, I don't play the piano at home. But he's leaned in, like he performs with Team Edward shirts on and stuff like that. So he's in on the joke.
That's cool.
Kind of. Yeah.
No restraining order.
I think that like the self-insert fan fiction too, like with more like with Twilight, less with Love Hypothesis, is super interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're like, okay, there's this character or celebrity I love. What if I got to date them? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's like the, of course, really, really famous One Direction fan fiction where a girl gets like sold to One Direction by her mom. And they like own her. And then
Please, God, let that be me.
All I want, but I don't know, the self-insert I think is, I feel like that's like the most obvious version of fan fiction where it's just like, I just love this thing so much, or I love these people so much, and like I just want to be there. Mm-hmm. Like, and that actually is like, I really get that. That's like definitely where I started with fan fiction, is I was like, I just like want to be in the world with these like
it's very
characters
shifters.
That I love. It's very shifters.
Yeah.
Totally.
So this is like the Y/N stand-in. Like you see that sometimes in stories. So it stands for your name. So you're supposed to just like put your name whenever you see YN, and then like that's you and you're doing stuff. Annamarie, you said that self-insert fan fiction was your first foray. Can you speak a little bit about your experience with fan fiction and how you got into it?
Yeah, I wonder like how I found it. I was trying to like think about that, but I don't know how I actually like found fan fiction. I just know that I was hooked, and I was really obsessed with first reading and then writing. Originally, like a lot of Ben 10 fan fiction. Do you guys remember that cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay. I just loved the bad guy in Ben 10 so much. His name was Kevin E. Levin.
And I have to look him up.
I wanted him to be my boyfriend. And I was like, how do I make this happen for me?
How old were you, do you think, at this time?
It wasn't, thank God, because this would be so cringe, but it wasn't the original Ben 10 series where they're 10 and 11. It was Ben 10
it's fine if you're
Force.
10. Okay.
No. I think it was like I was 10 and they were like 14.
Yeah.
In Ben 10 Alien Force. And yeah, so I think I was like 10 or 11. And okay, I keep thinking about this. I feel like you guys also grew up in like sort of hippie households, so maybe you'll relate to this. I didn't have like my own computer or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We had a family computer in
Yeah.
the living room. Like it wasn't like in a private space. And so I must have just been like sitting in front of my parents writing fan fiction about me. Just like, it would be like, oh, like Kevin sees her like sitting on the curb after the alien attack. And he's like, are you okay? Like, what was I doing? And what if my mom read that over my shoulder?
Yeah, I would have been changing tabs so fast if someone walked by.
I feel like I was doing crazy shit on the family computer, like writing and consuming the most insane well, I wasn't really writing, unfortunately, but like just crazy fan fiction.
What website where it was like your go-to, like archive of our own, fanfiction.net, Tumblr?
So I, like you, I can't remember, like, I think that a friend introduced me to fan fiction. I feel like that must be how it goes for everyone. Like a slightly more mature friend shows you your first fan fiction. I don't remember how I first saw it, but yeah, when I was a kid, fanfiction.net was the website I was using. I feel like I wasn't on Tumblr until I was a little older. And fan fiction feels like one of the earliest internet uses that I was like engaging in. Like this was like before I had any kind of account on anything. I feel like we were just like going to these websites, and yeah, we were really little.
Do you want to say an age, Kaia? How little?
We were really little. No, I don't know. I think we were probably around like 10 or 11 too. And I remember like beginning to read Harry Potter fan fiction at sleepovers. And I think that we engaged in some Harry Potter fan fiction writing at those sleepovers too. This was also a period of my life when I was super obsessed with the cat series Warriors. And there's an excellent episode of Normal Gossip about Warriors fan fiction that I highly recommend everyone listen to if you haven't already. I won't get into, not my story to tell, but yeah, it just was very deeply relatable to me in this time in my life.
What websites were you on, Annamarie?
Fanfiction.net, which is still kicking. I loved Archive of Our Own. That was my favorite website in the world. And I loved Tumblr so much. But I do feel like Tumblr was the first place that I saw it get like sexual. Because I think that's the other thing is like, obviously, fanfiction like doesn't have to be sexual. Mm-hmm. It can just be like, oh, I wish that these characters who are in space were in high school. Like, I wonder what that would be like. But then I think when I logged onto Tumblr, I was like, oh, like, now it's like very, very sexy. Like pretty immediately.
Yeah. I think some of the early fan fiction that we were reading, honestly, to your point, it was not sexual. And I think a lot of it was like, I need more of the story. So it wasn't even necessarily like differing headcanon. It was just like, oh, I'm going to write the next book. Like, oh, the series might be over, but I need more of this like content. And so it's like, oh, I'm just continuing wherever we left off for whatever book that I'm reading.
Yeah, I was looking at fanfiction.net before this and looking at like the most popular universes, and I was surprised like for movies how many like kids movies there were. Like it was like Star Wars, Avengers, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then How to Train Your Dragon, which is super popular. And yeah, I guess the most prominent fan fictions that have escaped beyond the fan fiction community are like the really romantic sexual ones, but it doesn't have to be. Or maybe there is romantic fan fiction about How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know.
Well, I feel like if you've thought of it, it's there.
Like they're fucking the dragons. You're done. They're having sex with the dragons.
Something I see a lot on whatever forums I'm on is like speculation about very popular fan fiction authors and the fact that they might like people are always like trying like I feel like before Manacled was traditionally published as Alchemized, there was a lot of discourse around who Senlin Yu was, and the same with Miss King Bean. I feel like people thought Miss King Bean was it was someone really big. Do you know who I'm talking about, Annamarie?
I don't know. I like this line of speculation though, because if you are an author, like why not just like put your flop. on fanfic.
Duh. People think Miss King Bean 89 is Taylor Swift.
What?
Oh,
So-
duh. Wait, what is Miss King Bean write again? Like what?
Miss King Bean wrote a few things, but she wrote All the Young Dudes, which is the Marauders fan fiction. And we don't have to go too far down this, but there's this whole theory that, well, first of all, the username is Miss King Bean 89. So we all know like 1989 Taylor Swift, right? And
no
then
one
there's
else
like
was born
all
that
of these.
year.
No one else was born that year. And people have like drawn all of these parallels between songs that she's written and like lyrics and themes that they see in All the Young Dudes. And so there's a very strong contingency of people who think that she wrote it.
Similar to how if you can think of it, there's a fan fiction of it. If you can think of it, there's a Taylor Swift conspiracy theory about it.
Yes.
Absolutely. She's 1 degree separate from every topic on the internet. So it's not that hard. This did used to be like such a big part of my fan fiction experience. And I'm outing myself because these albums are not old enough. But when Folklore and Evermore came out, I, for every single song of those albums, wrote like a short fan fiction about the Percy Jackson characters.
Oh my God.
I
know what I'm doing today.
And
send the links.
I'll be in the library reading the links.
So poetic. Like, oh my God, like she totally gets Annabeth Chase from Percy Jackson. This was like 5 years ago. I don't know. Like, I was thinking.
No, I mean, you were thinking straight. You had your head on straight and you were creating art. I think Taylor, she's consuming some of the same stuff that we are for sure. There's a Folklore song that's like so A Court of Thorns and Roses coded, and I can't remember what it is right now. But some of the lyrics, I'm like, this song is fan fiction about these two characters in this fantasy romance book.
I mean, that's way more plausible than the other way around, that she's writing the fan fiction. Like, I do think it is actually true that like other forms of media inspire her work.
For sure.
You've got that backwards here, Dan.
I'm pretty sure if she's talking about the book, she wrote the book.
I did want to maybe get into the really sexual fan fiction. If you guys wanted to maybe talk about the Omegaverse.
Yes, I do. And I actually don't know what this is. I've heard the term and I would love for you to explain it, please.
Okay, this is like a more recent thing. I feel like, again, when I was reading fan fiction about Ben 10, it was just like they would kiss and then like eventually sometimes they'd fuck. And that's classic erotica, boring. Omegaverse is like next fucking
boring
level. It's insane. And it's like, it spans across all fan fiction, like any, like Harry Potter, whoever. And it's basically this like really complicated, really sexual like dominance structure where there's like alphas and omegas and betas. And there is this
maxing. Sorry.
It's really, really looks maxing coded. But there's this like huge community of people who are into it. And it's like a very, do you guys know what MPreg is?
No.
Okay, it's like
wait, MPreg, should we guess?
MPreg, yeah, guess.
Oh, men can get pregnant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
So it's
2026,
alpha,
people, wake up. Men can get pregnant.
Men can get pregnant. If an alpha fucks an omega, and they're both boys, then he can impregnate him through the butt, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And
it's my headcanon.
It's crazy. Like there's all these tropes about like breeding and imprinting, and like they'll have like self-lubricating assholes so that you don't have to do any prep. You can just like fuck wherever. And it's so intense. And you'll just be reading, like I'll be like, oh, I just want to read like a Doctor Who fan fiction. And then like a like alpha alien will like impregnate Doctor Who. And it's crazy.
You're on the public use library computer trying to read a Doctor Who fan fiction, and all of a sudden you're in the Omegaverse.
It's like taking over, I think.
What I've heard about it, I didn't know the extent of what it was, but I'm pretty sure, going back to our favorite girl, Allie Hazelwood.
Yeah.
She has a book, Bride, that I haven't read, but I had seen people say like, oh, it's a alpha omega story, and I didn't know what that was. But so I think this is a traditionally published book that is also part of, I'm guessing, part of the Omegaverse then. Do you know?
Yeah, and I have read Bride, and I think it's like, I mean, I don't know, like 50 Shades of Grey is obviously about BDSM. Like people are into like alpha, omega, like they just like those dynamics. But in Bride, the reason you know that it's like fanfic Omegaverse is because they do this thing called nodding, which is
Nodding?
not like KNOT.
Okay.
Oh, it's when they like make jokes and then they'd be like, I'm not interested in you. Not.
It's exactly that, but if it was a penis, it's that their penises have knots on them, so that when they go in,
Like tree knots? Or like
they like get
pretzel
stuck.
knots?
They're like in there forever.
So they walk around like attached.
Fan fiction is forever and they're in there forever.
It's, well, okay, I don't know if they walk around attached. I can't believe that's where you went, Yarden.
Well, if it's
No, it's like they like stick their penis in their butt, and then their penis like knots because they imprinted on them.
Wait,
and so,
I still don't know which type of
like
knot you're
like
talking
tree
about.
knots. Oh no!
Oh no, like a knot, like it.
Oh,
the
like a
penis
sailor's knot, like it's tying
KNOT.
itself in a knot.
like they're so connected, like because they're like they've imprinted on them. They like knot to them.
Bro, this is what Bride is about.
Yeah, this is what Bride is about.
This is like a really popular book right now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they have it at the library. It's very Twilight because it's like we're meant to be together, and so we like our bodies.
I couldn't even help it. My body just like imprinted on you.
Well, they basically it just like, helps them impregnate them. Like they do get out again. You're dead.
It's not permanent.
It's not permanent.
How do I get out?
They're going to the emergency room.
It's huge, and I just like I wanted to see if either of you had touched this at all because it's such a big part of like it's not what I'm looking for when I go read fanfic, but it's really big right now.
No, it's huge. The reason I know about this book is because so many people on Book Talk are being like, books I'm loving right now, and then they're showing Bride. Like, I love that fan fiction. People just really let their freak flag fly.
So is the Omegaverse, is it primarily about like dudes fucking dudes?
Yeah, I feel like I would love to see the stats. I wonder if anyone has done this. I feel like most fan fiction is boys.
This is something I wanted to discuss because it does seem like the demographics of the people that read and write, it is a lot of women. I'm sure it's like everyone, but a lot of women, but it's mostly about men falling in love and having sex, especially like men that are straight in the canon. And I think this is coming up a lot now in like the larger conversation because everyone's like, why do girls love heated rivalry?
Right.
So I was wondering what thoughts you have on that.
Yeah, I heard like the simplest explanation of it when I was like a teenager, and like I was so into Sherlock and Doctor Who and Supernatural. Those were like the big ones. And everyone would complain. They'd be like, why is it that like people are always shipping the straight male characters? And the really simple explanation I heard was just that like in this media that we consume, the men are written as complicated. They have inner lives. They're like, they get a lot of focus. They get their own plot lines. And the women aren't written like that. So like, why would, if you're gonna write Avengers fan fiction, it's so much more fun if it's Iron Man and Captain America because they have like really rich backstories. Like, they're really interesting. And like, Scarlett Johansson is hot, but like, you don't know that much about her.
Yeah.
Like, that was the explanation I heard that I think is like very basic, but very compelling.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think that's one part of it, but maybe not the whole story. Because then you also think of like the Marauders fanfic. It's not like like people are even expanding on minor characters that are male.
I forgot we were doing a podcast. I was gonna be like, do you guys watch gay porn? But I do think there is also something to be said about the reason that women sometimes like watching gay porn is that there's no power dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like safe, right? It's like,
but then they invent a power dynamic with like the Omegaverse.
Yeah, they're like, how can I project dominance into
No, but I do agree. It's like you get sick of seeing like women being dominated by men in straight porn or in just regular straight media.
You're so
Yeah.
right, though. That doesn't make sense that it's like, oh, we're taking out the power dynamic. And it's like, but now we're adding it back in.
But then we're adding in a lot.
They're werewolves.
To ask another like logistical question, are they giving birth out of their butts?
Yes. Sometimes they do give birth out of their
They're
penises.
throwing up the babies.
Sometimes they come out of their penises. Also, sometimes they fuck, like, they have, like, penises that, like, open. And they, like, I'm doing a gesture. The podcast
Like
listeners won't know.
docking?
They dock. They put their penis inside of another penis. And then sometimes the baby's born out of there.
That makes sense. I mean, that just makes sense.
It's
if
also,
they're
like,
doing that,
that's just
the baby
science.
would come out of there.
so much of fan fiction is, like, Star Trek and Star Wars and Doctor Who and all this stuff where also you can just kind of, like, say whatever the fuck you want. Like, you can just be like, actually, Spock can get pregnant because he's an alien. And it's like, oh, sure. Do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah.
Did you ever make any friends through the fan fiction community online?
I definitely had Tumblr friends, which is, like, so funny to think about now that, like, I feel like the internet has changed so much.
Yeah.
But I definitely had, like, Tumblr friends who, like, I would read everything that they would write and they would read everything that I would write. And, like, we would kind of hash it out about, like, different headcanons that we had. Or do you guys know what, like, an OTP is?
No.
Your OTP is your one true pairing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the couple that you think has to be together. And I remember being like 15 and getting in like explosive fights with Tumblr friends because they would have a different OTP than me. It's so weird to think about now because we never exchanged like names or like where we lived or like how old we were. Like who knows who these people were?
But it was like an early...
Just the secret adult.
Kind of.
No, literally.
She's there right now.
The Warriors fan fiction normal gossip episode that we're not talking about, something that was interesting to me about that was that the people who were writing the fan fiction like were linking up in person, and that was really surprising to me. Like I didn't know that people were meeting up. My experience was always just like chatting with people and never knowing anything about them, and I think that was kind of nice.
Yeah, it felt like definitely safer.
Did you ever co-author anything?
I only co-authored things with like friends. I feel like there is something so funny about writing fanfiction about real life people that I think is like crazy now. But in high school, like a friend and I would write fanfiction about like our boyfriends, like hooking up.
Oh, that's sweet.
With each other.
Hooking up?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So did your boyfriends know?
Oh yeah, I think we like texted it to them. I don't know what we were doing, but the other one I was going to mention, Yarden, is that in college I wrote fan fiction about one of our friends and one of our professors.
Oh yeah, I do.
And I would like perform it, like I would like read it to the house. And I think about that now, and I'm like, it was so funny at the time. And even just a couple years later, I'm like, that is such an insane crossing of a boundary. Like we would like go to class.
Like that's a person.
Oh my god!
It's very like Pretty Little Liars, also
kind of a sexy power dynamic, sort of a megaverse to be professor and student.
Yeah,
but it was bad. And I do remember one time she went to a meeting with him, and she closed his office door, and he was like, "Actually, could you leave that open?" And I literally remember being like, "This is my fault." Like somehow he knows.
This is so awesome. That's iconic that you did that. Wow.
Well, I feel like that's a natural segue to our fan fiction experience together.
I agree. Yeah.
So we also engaged in some fan fiction co-authoring about real people that we knew. This was like in 8th grade, and we started doing it at like sleepovers, and then it turned into something we would email back and forth. So we only have access to the emails. We don't have access to the first chapter. But the premise was that our whole 8th grade class was in a plane crash, and we were stranded on a desert island, Lost style.
We were watching Lost at this point in time also.
And all of the teachers had disappeared for some reason. So it was just us kids. But yeah,
I'm addicted to this.
I think they were all
some
dead.
of it.
All the
I have
teachers
to
were
hear
dead.
this.
I think we should read some
We're
of
gonna
it.
change all the names too, because we also went to high school with all the same people, so like we still know them.
But this was like an awesome period. Like these sleepovers were hitting so hard. I remember being like, I cannot wait for Yarden's mom to go to bed so that we can go into the office, sit our butts down in front of the family Mac, and work on our story. Do you want to kick us off, Den?
Yeah, should we like each read the parts that we wrote?
Yeah, I think that is funny because I think it'll come through as we read the story, but like we were kind of gassing each other up, and that is, I think, a common thing in fan fiction. You can do like self inserts, but also like people will like you and your friend and her professor. I feel like this is like a common thing to like write fan fiction about your friend getting to like fulfill whatever their like crush is, and we were doing that for each other for sure, and we were just like huge losers, so that definitely comes through. Yeah, let's read it.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna read some selected parts here. Pam usually wasn't an early riser, but for some reason she couldn't sleep any longer. It might have something to do with last night. She shook her head. She couldn't believe she had done that. She couldn't believe she kissed Patrick. She kissed him, Patrick, of all people. It wasn't like she had planned to or anything. It just sort of happened. Pam reviewed the events of last night in her head. She had just been playing an innocent game of truth or dare with her shelter mates. Todd had asked Patrick who he liked. Patrick had declared a chicken and laughed in that goofy way of his. For some reason, Pam couldn't sleep, so she crawled out of the shelter and stood outside. It was a nice evening. There was a full moon and the sky was full of stars. She could see the waves gently lapping against the beach, and there was a warm tropical breeze. Suddenly she heard movement behind her. Patrick climbed out of the shelter and crossed his arms. He was only wearing a thin white t-shirt and plaid boxers. She could see his abs through his shirt. His hair was sexily messed up. His tan seemed to glow in the moonlight. You know what? Patrick said.
I have to pause just to say, I don't think that the context is necessarily clear for a listener. So the reason that we had to write this scene is because Pam was the current girlfriend of my crush. And so we had to create an opening so that it would be realistic for me to get with my crush. It was not, we didn't feel like it would be realistic for me to just get to steal the crush away. We had to send Pam off
to go cheat on Kaia's crush.
On the crush with Patrick. All these names have been changed so that we could open the door.
All of the, like, these people, we don't even care about them. It's literally just to get Pam away from Ned.
We literally don't even care about them.
So detailed. You're like, no, we can't simply like just in this universe Pam isn't dating her boyfriend. No. That'd be crazy. No. We have to come up with an elaborate backstory.
The type of fan fiction we were writing here was a continuation of the story.
It's like everything was the same until the plane crashed, and then people started acting up.
Yeah.
I loved the style of writing. I feel like there is like such a like fanfic voice. Like I was obsessed with like Patrick. She kissed Patrick.
Yeah.
like that sentence like is like from fan fiction.
And I wasn't even reading fan fiction, so I think this was just from me reading like teen
like Click
books.
Yeah, oh yeah, it sounds like Click 100%.
Okay, so now we're gonna move to a different storyline about my crush, Igor.
Okay. So this is about Igor. It's written by me for my friend Yarden to hook this up. Stepping over to his, quote, bed, sleeping bag, he found a note. Hey, babe, meet me at the huge rock near where we landed. You know you want to, winky face, Jane. That sounded promising. Getting up, he walked for about 10 minutes and finally reached where the plane should be, but was gone with the teachers.
Love Jane? This, like, mystical other story that's happening. Like, who cares about the hooking up? What happened to the teachers?
Also, once again, Yarden and Kaia not in the story yet. We are really focused on getting our crushes available. Jane was perched on the rock sexily. Her body looked thin and lithe in the moonlight, obviously wearing tight clothes. Walking closer, suddenly something was very wrong. He realized why she looked so thin. She wasn't...
Guys.
Okay, sorry. She wasn't wearing clothes. I'm sorry. Let me try to read that in one go. Something was very wrong. He realized why she looked so thin. She wasn't wearing clothes, just a bra and some skimpy underwear. Hey, baby, she smiled suggestively. This would not work. No way. They were, after all, in only 8th grade. This was too far for him. Mr. Canal flashed in his head. Abstinence! What the hell? Why is Mr. Canal in my head? Wait, back to reality. So what's up? I think you know. We are on a desert island, Igor, with no adults. I gotta go. I don't think we should hang out for a little while. This is really messed up, Jane. I can't really... Yeah. Striding away quickly, he broke into a run. What a night. That was crazy. He definitely didn't want to go out with her anymore. He was sick of all these slutty people. He wanted to go out with someone who is genuinely sweet and doesn't just want to make out. Suddenly, Yarden's face flashed into his mind. What? They were just friends. Or maybe...
I'm
Any
sorry.
thoughts?
So, for Yarden to get your crush for you, she created a cheater.
Uh-huh.
But for you to get your dad's crush, you slut-shamed an 8th grader.
Yeah. We once again, to my thesis that we were losers. Like,
I actually, in the email though, I will give Kaia some credit. The emails back and forth before this part, Kaia said, I feel really bad about this. Like, pretend like this is just some random slutty girl, not Jane. But, well, yeah, so, like, we hated sluts. Also, like, we were acting like seducing was the same as, like, a sexual assault. Like, we were like I wouldn't tell anyone this, but she seduced me last night.
Oh, my God.
New scene, same romance, written by Dan.
Yeah. Yarden danced around in her jean cutoff shorts and hot pink tank top. Her hair was in a high, messy bun. A tropical bandana was tied around her head as a headband, and her feet were bare. Mary's eye touch blasted hard by Rihanna. Yarden and Mary sang along. Ride this beat, beat, beat like a pony. They burst out laughing. Hey, Yarden. She looked up. Igor was standing there in his plaid Bermuda shorts and his weird purple shirt with a monster thing on it. Oh, hey, she replied. Do you want to maybe take a walk on the beach? Sure. See ya, Mary. Bye. Have fun, you two. Mary winked at her. Okay, that was weird. So, how are you and Jane doing? Yarden asked. Both of their arms were crossed as they strolled casually down the beach. Oh, Igor looked down. I broke up with her last night. Really? Yarden looked up at him with surprise and concern in her eyes. Why? I'm just sick of dating girls like her, Igor explained. She's so fake and annoying. And well, honestly, Yarden, I wouldn't tell anyone else this, but last night she tried to seduce me.
I have to know more about the Bermuda shorts and the purple shirt with the weird monster. Was that an outfit he wore that you liked or that you didn't like?
What do you mean? That's like the hottest thing a guy can wear.
Yeah.
That was his uniform. So that's all we're going to share.
Wait. Okay, I do have
Patreon for more of the story.
I do have one question, which is if you're like so busy slut shaming all these sluts, like, do you guys even get to make out with your crushes?
Yeah, I think the answer is in the text. He wanted to go out with someone who is genuinely sweet and doesn't just want to make out. So, like, we can make out with them, but that can't be all you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hate to get to spoilers, but unfortunately for our fan fiction selves, I think we were like really caught up in the logistics of trying to make this a believable pairing that we really diverted most of our energy to just trying to like untangle these social dynamics into a way where our crushes would be available, and our fictional selves never really got any, unfortunately. Maybe a
Well, later
kiss.
in this scene, me and Igor make out, but
Nice.
I'm so happy for
yeah.
you too.
Thank you.
How scary to see someone and think they're thin and then realize that the reason they look so thin is because they have no clothes on.
You guys, I kind of thought you had killed her. Like, I thought she was going to be dead.
Oh, that's why she's so skinny. She's dead.
She's dead.
She's bones. She doesn't have any skin on. That's why she looks so lithe.
I do think in the like grand scheme of like romance novel and fan fiction tropes, like, you know, there's only one bed at the end tropes, Lost on a desert island is like a really good trope, you guys. Like, really excellent work.
Thank you. It's just too bad now because this is my problem with My Boyfriend is AI. Like, you have to put in the work to write these stories. Like, now you can just ask AI to generate, like, write me a fan fiction about me and Igor.
Yeah.
But it would never know details like the purple shirt with the weird monster.
True.
That's so true.
And that's the human touch.
It doesn't know that Hard by Rihanna was one of our favorite songs and would give us the kind of energy and chaos that we needed to let loose and go on a beach walk with Igor. So that's our main experience with fan fiction. I've definitely read some as well, but Den, you haven't really read it, right?
I feel like the only fan fiction that came across my desk was like the fan fiction that escaped, like that was so big that it was like out there, like definitely
escaped the Kia Asylum.
Yeah, like I definitely remember seeing like edited photos of like Harry and Draco like making out, like drawings and stuff pre-AI.
Deviant art, which is kind of like it's like it really goes hand in hand with fan fiction for me. Were you on DeviantArt at all, Annamarie?
Oh yeah, and they've got like just stories on DeviantArt too. There's not just pictures. There's also some good written fan fiction on there. But that's another one where I remember I was thinking about this when you were talking about like on the family computer, like not even making a login. I remember that I like couldn't access a lot of things on DeviantArt because you have to be like above 18. So you have to like log in and put in your birthday because a lot of it is just like such explicit, like little like horrible iPad drawings.
Yeah.
It's like every Harry Potter character, but they're a furry and they're having sex.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know what I'll be doing today.
Jordan's like, and how do you spell deviant? I'm sorry.
I love that we're recording this in the morning because it really is like I have hours ahead of me to explore whatever I want online. The sun is shining.
Perfect day to sit in my goon cave and look at DeviantArt.
In my goon cave, meaning the Seattle Public Library. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
one of the good
absolutely.
locations.
Not one of the bad locations.
Making it bad by doing that.
There's like the downtown Seattle Library that's like an architectural marvel. Like it's got all these like beautiful windows. It's like been in magazines, and I want Kaia sitting in the middle, reading.
I feel
fan
like
fiction
there,
on DeviantArt on her
there's
phone.
definitely some like immersive media rooms in that library where I could go and project it so big on the wall. Like, you know, the room with all the eyeballs. A bunch of eyeballs, but also you're projecting Omegaverse.
Yes.
Fan fiction on the wall, yeah.
Other than your time inspired by folklore and Evermore, have you been engaging with fan fiction still?
I feel like I don't write a ton of fan fiction anymore. I do still read fan fiction, but it's a lot of times now a little bit hard to find stuff that I like because I think it's like it's pretty obvious it's written by 12-year-olds. But I do think it's like everyone's getting so into all the like romantasy and like erotica novels that I feel like fan fiction is still like something I read. You know, it's exactly the same as reading.
It is
books.
exactly the same.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like we just have it, and it's now just socially acceptable and like widely printed.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or I feel like also the way that fan fiction has broken my brain is I'll be recommended a book And someone will be like, this is like a spicy book. Like I read like all the Bridgertons, you know, I was told like, oh, these are spicy books. And then compared to a fan fiction I was reading when I was 13, it's like PG rated. I'm like, this isn't spicy. What do you mean?
When does he give birth through his butt?
I'm like, ugh, they never say his member when they mean his penis. So I don't even want to read this.
So this is not.
Can I also say this is actually, I think, the like longest lasting impact that fan fiction has had on me, because I don't write it anymore and I only read it a little. But the like worst thing is that all of this stuff that I read as a kid, even like Harry Potter, I don't really remember like what was fan fiction and what was the actual text. And I'll like sometimes be in conversations with people and I'll be like, oh, do you remember that scene in like where they like all make out and then I'm like, wait a second, I don't know if that happened.
It is a cool way of fans reclaiming the text.
Definitely for Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. I'm sure she's not happy about some of the stuff that people are doing.
Quick, Google trans Harry Potter fanfic.
Okay, well, Kaia, I feel like this is kind of your scene, right?
It definitely was as a kid. I think it is kind of my scene. I honestly think I have kind of a love-hate relationship with fan fiction. I think that it has really served me at times in my life when it was all I wanted to read. But I also think it's kind of like a drug and you have to be careful with it, because when you get really into fan fiction, at least when I do, I end up feeling like it's like you stay up really late and you're reading it all. Your phone is illuminating your face. It's like 2 a.m. You've been scrolling forever. It doesn't feel the same as like reading a book, even though you kind of are. It has this like unhealthiness to it and this like addictiveness that can be kind of like the other thing that's so fun about fanfic that we haven't really discussed briefly is chapter drops. And waiting for the next chapter of a fan fiction. And these people are churning it out. Like I have read fan fictions in the past where it's like, I'm waiting every day. They're updating. I can't wait for them to post the next chapter so I can read my chunk of the fanfic before bed. This was specifically something I was doing. I should clarify. I only have really read fan fiction as a child, and then during the pandemic, I got really into fan fiction again when I was at my mom's house. And I was like I read Manacled first, and then I started like reading all these like super long Harry Potter fan fictions. And yeah, it was kind of a dark time. Like I feel like I was obsessed. I was staying up really late. I was exhausted in the morning. I was spending, my screen time was like insane. And then at the end of all of it, I was like, I haven't read a book in like 2 months. Like I've just been reading fan fiction. So I think it will always kind of be my scene, but I have mixed feelings towards it. I'm grateful for it, but I have to be careful around it and not let it be too much my scene. Yeah. What about you, Den?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it hasn't really been, but I feel like if I had been introduced to it at that pivotal age, I could have gotten really into it. And I do have a curious mind about it. I'm like, I want to kind of check out some of these now, but I don't think it'll really end up being my scene. I need to start going to the physical library first before I like send myself down this rabbit hole.
Annamarie, would you say it's still your scene?
I think like it'll always be, it'll always be my scene. It'll always impact me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the more honest answer. I'll say it's also my scene. It always will be. This was so fun.
This was so fun. Thank you so much.
I learned so much.
Thank you guys. This was so delightful.
Can you write a fan fiction about us?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, give me 20 minutes.
Oh my God. Also, check out Annamarie's podcast. Is it better than Cars 3?
Oh, yeah. I have a mostly defunct, but could always come back podcast where we rate movies based on if they're better or worse than Cars 3, because technically everything has to be either better or worse than the Disney third movie in the Cars franchise. Cars 3.
And where does Hamnet and Train Dreams land?
Ooh, Hamnet is like just as good as Cars 3 because they share a lot of themes, you know, like loss,
sexy, sad.
Like the next generation, kind of like what comes as you age, really, really similar. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen Cars 3. I'll have to check it out.
It's like, it's unreal.
Might have to check out some Cars fan fiction.
It's
I'm
definitely
sure
there.
It's crazy.
Oh, God.
Those exhaust pipes.
Tying knots in those exhaust pipes. Oh, so good. All right. Thank you so much, Annamarie. And yeah, check out Is It Better Than Cars 3?
Thank you, guys.